to lie, won't stop to lie, can't stop to lie, won't stop to lie, can't stop to lie, won't stop to lie, ain't no Chico, just
all right, welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Tech Don't Sleep Podcast. It's your boy Bill McCleskey in the building with Ivan Ospina.
You said it correctly?
I said it correctly. Okay. I don't know why I like to. I think I want to put the accent somewhere else for some reason. But Ospina is perfect. Ospina. Okay, perfect. With Qubits Energy. And I'm excited because this is actually the second time we're recording and discussing your business, your journey, and scaling your company. Because sometimes technology doesn't work too well, y'all. We had a sound issue last time. So we got to get this story to you guys so you can be inspired by it, learn from it, and share it. All right. But thanks for joining us again, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Yeah. So tell us what Qubits Energy does.
So it was funny. Yesterday I was talking to my sales coach and she asked me, what do you tell your kids that you do?
Yeah.
She challenged me. I'm an engineer and I get complex terms and we have all these acronyms. So in a nutshell, I'm trying to compress that message in something that everybody can understand.
Definitely.
That is, we help our customers accomplish their energy goals through technology.
Okay. So you help companies do what with energy?
Electrical energy. So different customers have different goals. That's why I say we help customers accomplish their electrical goals through technology.
Yeah.
Different customers have different goals. For some of them, it's important to save energy. Mm-hmm. For some others, never lose power. They don't care about energy savings. Sure. For some others, it's sustainability, reliability, etc., etc. Yeah. So depending on the technology, on the goals, then we provide the technology to help them accomplish those goals.
Yeah, to me, that's fascinating because when I think about the space or what you do and the companies having these different goals, some of them, like a hospital, for example, hospital can never lose energy, right?
Correct.
Or hotels or, big universities or whatever, they are in a space where, like, if they lose energy, we may lose lives, Mm-hmm. So you provide the technology to help them do that. Whereas another organization or company may want to conserve energy. So you provide the technology to help them do that.
Exactly. Yes. Just recently, it's a little side of a personal story.
Yeah.
So my wife was recently at the hospital just for something. It wasn't nothing life-threatening, but we needed to go to the hospital for something. Yeah. So I was thinking, if we lose power, I better find the facilities manager.
Yeah.
Because so for hospitals, people would die without electricity.
Yeah.
For data centers, Amazon won't work or Microsoft won't be able to deliver their services. Mm-hmm. Or certain customers they're called critical power facilities. Mm-hmm. And that's actually the niche where we work, where we're good at. We're good with technology to help these customers accomplish their goals.
So a lot of your customers are hospitals or hotels, data centers,
hotels, data centers, including like airports as well.
Okay, yep.
Any critical power facility. Yep. But we also work with other style of customers. For example, we have condominiums that one owner builds these buildings. For example, here downtown Nashville or Louisville, Kentucky, where we have customers. They build these fancy buildings, condos. And one owner, he gets one electrical bill. And then we have a software and the meters to help them distribute that electricity according
to each of the tenants.
That's called tenant metering. So one of our products is tenant metering. Wow. So we have simple solutions, tenant metering, all the way to this complex technology, redundant electrical systems and things like that.
Yeah. So tell us about your background, because this is this is kind of deep. This is getting a little complex. And you're from Colombia, right?
Yep, I was born and raised down there. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm actually also a new citizen. I was having a conversation recently with somebody. I feel as American as Colombian because this is my adopted country. I came here many years ago, actually back in 1998. Okay. So I'm almost to the point where most of my life has been here than in Colombia. So I love both countries. This is my adopted country.
Did you come here to go to school or to work? At what point did you come here?
I came when I was 22, 23 years old, something like that. I was already graduated from college.
Okay.
And actually, to answer your question, my journey, I started when I was 17 years old. Long story short, ran out of money, couldn't pay for college.
Yeah.
I asked a professor, I ran out of money. I'm not going to be able to come back to college next year. So what do you mean? Do you need a job? Yeah, I need a job. And I didn't know who this professor was on his professional life. Mm-hmm. This professor was an engineering manager for Siemens Colombia. Siemens is a big German company. He was an engineering manager for a Colombian branch, and he got me into the industry when I was 17 years old.
Wow. So what were you? So you were not studying electrical engineering or?
I was studying computers engineering.
Okay.
So my plan was to go work for potentially banks, writing these bank applications. Back then, it's an interesting story again. When I was younger, man, I didn't have any cell phones. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have internet.
Yeah.
Actually, the college that I was going to was the first college the second college in Colombia to get internet.
Wow.
So there was no Google. There was no all these fancy applications that we have nowadays. Yeah. Everything was based on Linux. So it was just entering commands on a computer. If you didn't know the commands, you couldn't search things.
Yeah.
So that's how I started my career. So it helped me a lot to learn innovation, to learn my way around complex systems and things like that.
So you start working with this professor at Siemens. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
And so how long do you stay there? Do you stay there throughout college or?
Throughout college, pretty much.
Okay.
Until I graduated. And then...
and you changed your major, I'm assuming, right? Did you change your major from computers to engineering, electrical engineering?
No. I am not an electrical engineer. I'm a computers guy.
Oh, okay. So you're a software guy.
Exactly. Yeah, not exactly. So here, you have the separation. Computer science is more software. Computers engineers are more to the hardware.
Okay.
Some software as well, right? That's kind of what I notice here, working with other engineers in the area.
Yeah.
But there we have this concept of working with electronics. So my business partner is an electronics engineer. So it's electronics, building circuits, but a lot of software applied to this.
Okay.
So that's kind of the concept down there in South America with these engineering degrees.
Yeah.
So I knew the basics of electricity. And then through this, working for Siemens, I really learned a lot, not only about electricity, but also industrial automation.
Gotcha.
So it was a very interesting journey because I was studying, let's say, as you said, computers, but these guys trained me on more complex engineering matters.
Yeah. Man, that was a blessing, man, to talk to your professor, and then he was able to get you a job, you know, for
exactly.
4 or 5 years or so. You know,
I always tell my kids, don't be shy to talk.
Yeah.
When you want opportunities, just talk and somebody will help you.
A closed mouth don't get fed. That's what my mom used to say. So you graduated, and then did you come straight to the U.S.?
Yeah, so before that, another company, that was early 90s. This concept of smart buildings was the thing back then in technology.
Okay.
So a company in Colombia, a startup company, was hiring engineers to start making smart buildings back then. So I talked to my professor and he's like, man, that's a great opportunity for you.
Yeah.
And when you're a good leader, you want to see your people grow. You want to people pursue their happiness. And he was my boss, my mentor, my everything. And he told me that career is for you. Go. So, this other company hired me to do smart buildings in Colombia, and actually was one of the first engineers in Colombia doing smart buildings in early 90s.
Yeah.
So I turned to this company. This company was doing businesses with American companies. And in 98, one of the American suppliers told them, hey, who's this guy? We would like to make him an offer to bring him to the United States. So this other company talked to my boss. They told him, we want this guy. And my boss, that's for you. You should go. So I have been fortunate enough to have good leaders and mentors throughout my career.
Yeah, but obviously you know your stuff too, because they noticed your skill set, probably your work ethic and all that good stuff, right?
Absolutely. Well, yeah. So 17 years old, my college buddies were having fun. I had fun too, but not as much as my friends because I was focused on college and work.
Yeah. So you come up to the U.S. with that supplier and you work with them. So at what point do you start Qubits Energy?
Ooh, that's a few years after.
A few years later.
So I created a couple of companies.
Okay.
As all entrepreneurs, many of the entrepreneurs that I have talked to, they fail, they get up, keep moving. So I had a small company in Colombia before I came to the US, doing consulting on smart buildings. Of course, I came to the US, that fell through the cracks. Then here in the US in 2004, I also said, I think I can do this, create another company. But I was back then getting married, looking for kids. So Yeah. Honestly, literally, my wife going nuts. And we decided to pursue another career. That's when Schneider Electric, one of the companies that I love very much because they gave me a big bump in my career. It's a big multinational company that actually based here out of Nashville, Schneider Electric. We're partners of Schneider Electric. I worked for them for many years, had different roles, met a lot of important people in the industry, learned from a lot of people, great folks, great friends, still have very good friends at Schneider Electric. But in 2017, had the opportunity to explore my entrepreneurial life again. So talk to different people and they were very, very supportive of me. You should try again. You should do it again. And had these conversations with mentors and people that was good buddies of mine and started Qubits Energy in 2017. We're still Schneider partners. We do a lot of businesses with them. They have a great company with great technology. And our differentiator is that we're kind of a glue between different industries, right? It's power industry, smart buildings, critical power, APSs, ATSs, generators. On these facilities, hospital has a lot of complex technology. So one of our key things is that we're good in those areas. So we know how to control a generator, but we also know the software. We know how to program servers. We know how to create the reports, the graphics for the customer. So that's kind of our differentiator. Yeah. And the company has just been growing since 2017.
Wow. So since 2017, you've been blowing up, right? But what I heard you say though is when you were at Schneider, it sounds like, and you correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like, you were there working, but you were also creating and nurturing a lot of relationships, right? Exactly. So, because when you started your company, you got some feedback maybe from mentors or your colleagues, but you also probably got some support too, right?
Exactly.
So how does that look? Is that something you did intentionally? Like saying, hey, I know 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, I want to, try this entrepreneur thing again. Let me build these relationships. Let me kind of map this out. Was that intentional or, is that just who you are?
So, yes, well, it is who I am. Yeah. It is all my life, when I was a kid, wanted money, just got some mangoes out of the trees, go and sell mangoes, right? That was an entrepreneur when I was 6, 7 years old, right? But it wasn't planned that way, happened that way, and the opportunity presented itself. Okay. I didn't have a plan like, I'm going to get hired and in 7, 10 years just go away. No, that wasn't the plan. It just worked out that way in conversations with mentors and ideals like goals, right? If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there, right? Sure. So I had the idea of creating a company again. I wasn't sure exactly when. I didn't have this mindset that in 2017, I'm going to try it again. Yeah. The opportunity presented itself. I took it and it's been the heck of a ride. It's been fun.
So what was the biggest challenge early on when you started your business?
So the first 3 months I was by myself, right? Mm-hmm. The first 3 months I was by myself. So learning to read contracts, learning QuickBooks, learning things that went out of my comfort zone, sure. Right? I know how to program computers. I'm a good engineer. Yeah. I know my stuff, my industry. And then I was challenged in other matters that, Yeah. So that was kind of the thing that I needed to start looking for knowledge, people to help me out, give me a hand. Actually, just in Google, trying to look for a CPA. Yeah. So it was fun. I remember those good days. But then who's now my partner, came in. And then the company just continued to grow. We are both very passionate. And it's another fun story that my partner, he's Colombian from the same city. We didn't plan it that way. Again, the opportunity presented. We met. And now he's my partner. We never met in my city, even though we were educated. Our colleges were close to each other. Yeah. We used to play soccer at the same fields. Wow. We never saw each other. And we just met here in Nashville, grabbing a beer at a bar.
Met at a bar.
Exactly.
Watching a game.
Watching a game, a soccer game.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a fun story as well. But you see, like, life presents to you opportunities. Yeah. And it's up to you to manage those expectations according to your goals, right? Yeah. Where do you want to go? So he came on board at the end of 2017. And from there, now we have 7 employees and we're hiring right now. We have 3 positions open right now. So probably by the end of the year, we're going to be 10. And our business is also in Latin America. Okay. So we have Qubits Energy US, Qubits Energy Latam, The idea behind that is helping US-based customers through Latin America. We have worked with big web giants. I won't be able to mention names here, but web giants hired us to help them also with their expansion through Latin America. So that was kind of my thinking behind that. And down there we have actually 11 engineers. Okay. And the company is thriving, and I think we still have plenty of opportunity.
Man, that's amazing, man. So I want to back up a minute though, because you met your partner at a bar. Okay. But what you said though, I mean, like, I think that's really key. So I don't want people to miss it. You said that you have to manage, things happen throughout your life on your journey, and you have to manage these opportunities based on your goals, right?
Correct.
So first of all, entrepreneurs, we have to be clear on our goal. What's our objective? What are we trying to reach? What are we trying to do? And then be aware, right? Just be consciously aware of the opportunities that come, and then manage those opportunities. So I believe that myself. I'm just glad to hear somebody else say it, because I think there's opportunities every day. And we attract those opportunities based on our goals.
Exactly. So here it is, stories to help people just think through life opportunities. So I was sitting down at a hotel here in Nashville. I'm not going to mention the name out of respect, but fancy hotel with my family on a Sunday night. Yeah. Lost power around 7 p.m. We were flying out to Miami, Florida the next day on a 5:30 flight. So I told my wife, let's just stay close to the airport so we don't have to drive. And I was staying close to the airport. Lost power 7 p.m. Right? Cool. Let's just, this is a nice hotel. They should have a generator. 30 minutes and the still lights off. So I went down. I was on the 7th floor. When you don't have power on a people, I went downstairs. Yeah. On a dark building with my phone. Yeah. Fancy hotel. And I hear the security saying, going upstairs, oh, please help the lady that is on the 11th floor, an older lady. Wow. Imagine that. So I go downstairs and I tell the front desk lady, excuse me, do you know what happened? I can help. I know electricity. I'm an engineer. I could potentially help. No, sir, I'm so sorry. We already called the facilities manager. Don't worry. He's on the way. It was 7:30 when we lost power. 9:15, the facilities manager still wasn't there. Wow. I thought, I know how to fix this problem if you let me at least look at what's going on. No, sir, I'm so sorry. Long story short, power came back around 10:45. This hotel, liability, insurances, all these things. So the next day I went back to the hotel. No, actually, not the next day because we were catching a flight. When I came back from Miami, I told my wife, let's pass through the hotel. Let me just talk to the manager. We came back. She's like, really? Yeah. So with my wife and kids, I went back to the hotel and I talked to the manager. And I said, what happened that day? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, we noticed that you were here. We apologize. No, I'm not here for you to apologize. I want to help you. What happened? Yeah, somebody put the generator in manual and the generator didn't start. Say, I could have let you know that.
That's a simple.
Very simple. Yeah. So just looking for opportunity, right? I was there, and if I didn't care, I just go back, never go back to a hotel, and that's it. But I see opportunity there. Yeah. So I talked to the manager. We can help you with your generator. We do controls. We can monitor your power monitoring system, and we can let you know. You'll get a text message on your phone if somebody puts the gen in manual. Can you do that? Yes. So again, this was just a real life opportunity that presented itself, and I went and made some business out of it.
No doubt. I mean, that's amazing. Well, you were right there. It went out. The power went out.
Exactly.
So where you said you're coming up, you got about seven employees in the U.S., right?
Correct.
And you're growing to roughly 10. So where do you see the company Qubits Energy in the next 5 to 10 years? Like, what's your objective or milestone?
Yeah, interesting that you asked me that. I was talking to my partner and saying, how can we motivate our people and our team and ourselves to make this a long-term deal and be excited about it, wake up on a Monday and say, yes, let's do it. So we didn't want to put these goals on a budgetary number, things like that, or number of employees. So we put a goal to ourselves, and that is to, in 5 years, I see us servicing or delivering services, engineering services on this industry for 500 megawatts. And only engineers probably will understand that. But exactly. So one city, one city is probably 100 or 500 megawatts.
Okay.
Depending on how big the city and all these things, but it's probably an entire city is 500 megawatts. So what I'm going with this is, we could service, or one data center could be 30 megawatts. One building data center could be 30 megawatts. We have done only 1 megawatt data centers. So this equates to have enough customers that we're going to help making their lives better through technology. Yeah. One of the things that I always wanted is to help people. I love helping people. It's hard to help people being a computer's programming, sitting all day at a desk. Yeah. So we think through the process of how can we, through our careers, through what we do, make people's jobs better. And we always go with that in mind to see our customers, and we ask them this question: is there anything this software can do for you better? What are your pains? What's your headaches that we can help you with? And we always hear a lot of nice ideas, and those customers bring innovation to you. As an entrepreneur, you always think that you have all the ideas. Who's going to pay for those ideas? So what better than the customer giving you those ideas for free? Right. And then, I think I can make a business out of that. So we're very open-minded to customer comments, and we love that approach.
Do you always ask your customers that question, or you do like a survey, or how does that work?
It's both. Business is about relationships. Yeah. And relationships is not always transactional relationships. So it's fun. One of the things that you can do now as an entrepreneur is you can assess who do you want to work with or not. Well, that customer is not a good culture fit for us. Then it's not for us, right? So we establish relationships, people that we show care for each other, we help each other. We establish first relationships. Sometimes our customer conversation starts. So a customer just asked me yesterday, called me, "How's your wife, Ivan? I'm just calling you to ask how's your wife. I heard that she went to the hospital. One of our employees was there, and I don't know how they ended up. And this customer asking me, I just wanted to call you to see how's your wife doing." So, that's fun. We like that. And in turn, when I go there to their buildings, I'm always asking them, how are you? Are you okay? Yes, perfect. How's work? Work is going fine, or I have some headaches. Sometimes one technician told me, I have to go every day at 6 a.m. to write down manually information out of the meters. I said, why? He said, because we don't have these reports. If we would have had these reports, perfect. So we can create those reports for you. So it always this, when you care for your customer, when you care for that relationship, it's much easier to do business. Yeah.
And it's just key. I mean, like you said, you're intentional about asking that question, and what you're getting is the feedback to possibly provide another service or create another line of revenue, for your business.
Exactly. No, absolutely. And it's funny, one of our engineers, we monitor alarms in our customer systems. So one of the engineers called me, like, "Ivan, I just got this alarm from one of our customers in Phoenix, Arizona." He's like, "Can I call him?" Said, "Sure, absolutely." So now the guys got embedded in green into the culture, because now they care for our customers. Definitely. So now they're establishing their own relationships, and I always say business is about relationships.
Yeah. So how do you create because you got a small company, right? And you guys are probably all over the place, right? Virtual, that is. So how do you create a culture, like the company culture that you want? Do you guys jump on a huddle once a week or every day, or are you just communicating?
Yeah, communication is key. Yeah. And I'm going to mention something here, EO. EO, Entrepreneurs Organization, established here in Nashville. One of my buddies at EO, she said, "Do you use Marco Polo?" I can imagine you know this person as well. And we started using Marco Polo. So sometimes we just Marco Polo each other. Yeah. "How are you doing, Alejo?" Alejo is one of our engineers. "How are you doing? Are you okay?" Yeah. Or I call Kylen. Kylen is an engineer, graduated here from MTSU, fresh out of college. He went through 6-7 months of training with me and my partner, our own engineers. Now we relocated him to Virginia. Okay. He's shining in Virginia with our customers. He went through a 7 intense training process here. But while he was here with us, he got to see us talking on the phone with our customers. One of my customers called me. He's like, "Where did you get this guy? He's great." Yeah. It's like he comes here always smiling. He's always helping us. I mean, nothing is failing. Everything is working. And we got this feedback from a big web giant company, thousands of employees. Like, we want the guy.
Right.
I told him, well, just give me at least 2 more years of him. But so you find the people that fits in the culture, into the values, right? Because they see, you just got to live those values and people will see it. You don't have to preach. Just do as you say, better than say things and you don't do it. Right?
Absolutely. Be the example.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's one big component. We care for each other. Yes. To answer your question, we do have probably 2 or 3 meetings throughout the week. Sometimes the meeting in the middle of the week is just, how are you doing? Good. Everything goes good. Do you need anything from us? No. Okay, perfect. If you need me, call me. Meetings that last seconds. Because things are going well, but that constant communication has created really valuable relationships among ourselves and
you
our
have
company.
to probably have more of those touch points since you're not in the same city, you know, but Marco Polo is cool, you know. I mean, you can jump on that video app and go back and forth.
Exactly. So I do have a friend. She's an entrepreneur and she was brilliant. She's in Colombia, South America, and she came out with this concept of smell. She went to Barcelona. This is not my story, this is hers, but it's just because it impacted me and it helps me establish the company culture. Her business measures reputation for big corporations in South America. She went to Barcelona to study the brain. I'm trying to bring her here to Nashville to give us a talk about what she did. She went to study the brain and the effect of smells in your brain. And she told me one thing: what smell are you and your guys leaving to your customers when you leave? And not physical smell, but the brain records. All this explanation was by her, and she's writing a book about this, about her discoveries in the University of Barcelona. The bad experiences are in your brain for much longer than good experiences. So what she was trying to coach us on is make sure that every interaction with your customer is positive for them, because they will remember more the negative than the positives. And she came here, she gave us a presentation, and it was a 1-day, how you call it, seminary or something with her. Workshop. And all our guys and our project managers and everybody was super into it.
Wow,
And we have this conversation. So what smell do we leave behind? Do we leave a good smell or a bad smell? Going back to the culture, right? We're very conscious and mindful of our interactions and our work, on our daily work.
No, that's key. Because, and I almost like, it's like an anchor. Like when you leave a certain experience with a customer, it's not necessarily that physical smell, but it's an anchor of an emotion, you know?
Emotions, yes.
So, and it's anchored in their brain. And like she said, they're going to remember the bad experience more. And
longer.
Or longer.
Exactly. And it sounds funny, but it's true. When you upset your wife, she's going to remember 3 years ago because she remembers that bad experience. The good ones, I think I kind of remember that. It's real. And I never understood that, but this person, my friend Pili, she's her company, it's called, what's her name? I even forgot the name of the company. Anyways, I know her since we're 8 years old. And she has now this big corporation with 120 employees.
Wow, that's awesome. So she's going all over the world, like teaching this? Cool.
So one day we'll bring her to Nashville.
Cool. Well, you mentioned EO, and so I just want to let folks know, Entrepreneurs Organization, we're both Nashville chapter members. And so shout out to EO Nashville. Had to do it. You know what I mean? Shout out to EO chapter of in Nashville. So man, hey, look, appreciate you coming in, man, for the second time. I'm fascinated about what you're doing. And obviously, you know, your passion comes through with the fulfilling work that you're doing. So proud of you, man. Keep making it happen.
Appreciate
Love
it.
The new logo. And where can people find out more about the company?
The website starting next week.
Okay.
We're in the process of renewing it. Our website was built by my partner and I on a weekend having beer. Now we are more serious about it. We heard to our customers' feedback. www.QubitsEnergy.com. LinkedIn, we have a Qubits Energy LinkedIn page. And we'll be attending a few electrical trade shows throughout the U.S. this year. So if you guys want to know more about it, we'll be there.
Awesome. So check it out, QubitsEnergy.com. When we drop this, the website should be up. You know what I mean? Good stuff. Hey, y'all, appreciate y'all tuning in. If you are not following us on social media. Make sure you do that at TechDontSleep. That's the handle, TechDontSleep. And shout out to our sponsors as well. We got Comcast Business as a sponsor for Q2, Spectrum VoIP, and Air Call, our presenting sponsor for our event in late June. Appreciate y'all. Holla.
Can't stop to lie, won't stop to lie. Can't stop to lie, won't stop to lie. Can't stop to lie, won't stop to lie. Ain't no Chico, just be smooth.